Hey Virgo Libra Cusp Collective, welcome back to Cusp of Roses for your general message reading. A quick look into the planets, the transits, the aspects, and the houses that might be supporting you in the now moment whenever you do find this reading, okay? Just important messages that those energies want you to know. Virgo Libra, I do invite you to take some time to offer up some form of gratitude, okay? Whether that be through affirmations, intentions, prayers, meditation, breath work, a moment of silence or stillness, or any combination of those methods, okay? Whatever really feels best for you, and then we will get into this reading. I'm going to do the same for myself, all right? I do hope that this live has found you in the highest vibration possible as well. And thank you again, Virgo Libra, for all the love and support you show here on my channel, through your likes, through your comments, through the sharing of my videos, and through subscribing to my channel and turning on that bell notification, okay? Thank you so much. All right. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Holy Spirit, the Ascended Masters, my Ascended Ancestors, and all holy angels, thank you so much for being here with me and with the Virgo Libra Cusp Collective of Energy here on YouTube for this general energy reading, looking into the planets, the houses, the transits, and aspects that are important for Virgo Libra Cusp energies to be aware of in the now moment whenever they do find this. I thank you so much, Divine, for clearing my energy and allowing me to channel the most important messages for Virgo Libra in this moment. And I thank you for that clear guidance, your grace, your love, your mercy, protection, and support, always and forever. And so it is. All right, Virgo Libra, I'm going to do 3 shuffles and then we'll jump in. I hope Sagittarius season has been well to you so far, and that December has started off treating you nice as well. All right, Virgo Libra, let's do this. What cosmic energy is here? Okay, you have Saturn return, energy of aging, wisdom, growth, right? Vibration of 50 here in this deck. A lot of beautiful green energy here, okay? So maybe connecting in with your heart chakra a little bit. Thank you so much, Divine. What other cosmic energy is here supporting Virgo Libra? You also have the 8th house, endings and beginnings, Scorpio energy, vibration of 32. And then you have the void, of course, moon. Missing is the energy here, okay? For me, that's as that card comes out a little bit more, it tends to come out around the new moon cycle. So when the moon is technically absent from the sky based on its illumination from the sun and all that fun stuff, right? It feels like here, Virgo Libra, you're in a cycle of closing one thing out and beginning another, right? 8th house, Scorpio energy. A lot of transformation happening, a lot of transits or transitioning happening. It almost feels like, Virgo Libra, you might feel like you're stuck between the ending and the beginning. Others of you, this time, maybe depending on your natal chart, right? For those of you that don't know what a Saturn return is, it's when Saturn returns to the exact coordinates, the exact degrees, and the exact house it was in when you were born. So under your natal chart, wherever that Saturn degree and house is, right? Saturn will return to that position roughly about every 27 to 30 years. Okay, so we're talking of, at the very least, God willing, right? Living long enough, right? You see one of these Saturn returns around 27 and 30. You get that second one around the 50s, moving into your 60s. That's like another phase. And then if you can get to that point where you're moving from the 80s into your 90s, right? Those are all huge, huge shifts in your maturity, we'll say. Okay? So no matter where you are, it's that energy of Saturn bringing in this urge and this push to get more disciplined in some way, shape, or form, to act from a space of wisdom from what you've learned through that whole 27 to 30 year cycle, right? To start implementing those lessons. Yeah? Okay. But it feels like a lesson that you've already learned here, Virgo Libra. Whether you're not missing the point, but it's a little bit of a void. So where you were supposed to maybe place a lesson in that bucket, it's like you're going through all your lessons and it's like, oh wait, I don't have that one. For some of you. Okay. For my number people, we have 32 breaking down into a 5. Okay, then you have another 5 here with 50. And then you have a 7 with 52. Okay, so your root energy for this reading, Virgo Libra, is 5, 5, and 7, or 5 and 7. Okay, or maybe master number 55. You can look into that as well because of the 2 5s here. It also feels like there's something here, Virgo Libra, that doesn't make sense. It's almost like you're looking at a situation and being like, am I missing something? Like, what don't I see? What am I not getting? It also feels like there's a phase of life, or a phase of behavior, or a phase of thoughts, of thinking in a certain way, or a pattern phase that is ready to come to an end, that needs to come to an end. But that maybe in some way, shape, or form, Virgo Libra, emotionally, you're not ready to let it go. Or again, maybe emotionally, because this is the moon energy, you're still kind of in between that ending and the beginning. That could be what that is as well, okay? Let's dig a little deeper. Thank you so much, Divine. Tell me more about the 8th house, Saturn return, and void, of course, moon here for Virgo Libra cusp energies on YouTube. In the now moment, what do they need to know about the 8th house, the Saturn return energy, and void, of course, moon, and missing? Okay. Whoa. The 9 of Cups wanted to come out there, and I quickly got the message, don't leave yourself behind. Maybe that's what's missing. You. So whoa. Okay, Virgo Libra, this is getting a little deep. It may almost feel like life is moving ahead of where you actually are internally. It's almost like you're watching your life progress, and it's like feeling left behind in your own life somehow. For some of you, not all of you, okay? Just again, only take what resonates. Let's start. Tell me more about this 8th house energy. 6 of Pentacles. There's definitely a karmic lesson here. Definitely a karmic lesson here. 6 of Pentacles. It's the art of giving and receiving. Learning how to be open to receive and also be open to giving. This is also that feeling of paying it forward. 6 of Pentacles. Remembering when you were at that 5 of Pentacles, or at the 4 of Pentacles, or at the 3 of Pentacles, or at the 2, or when you just got that 1 Pentacle, you started something fresh and new. And all the trials and tribulations and the lessons and the ups and downs that came with building that energy up. When you get to the 6 of Pentacles, it's saying that you have enough wisdom, you have enough knowledge, enough know-how, enough material gain to give back. In the same way that you have received from others. Okay, so for some of you, there's a little bit of like needing to pay it forward, or this is a karmic lesson here that still needs to be learned. Okay, Justice. Six of Pentacles could also be what you put out comes back, Virgo Libra. So whether you're looking for justice or there's something that you still feel is unfinished, weighing in the balance here with the Justice card. That's what I mean by being in the in-between. It's over, but not quite yet. The new hasn't really started, but I'm not necessarily still connected to the old. You're in that swing space. Some of you might be waiting on some form of a payout here. Or like, I can't wrap up the past because there's still some sort of money, material, tangible energy that's linked to that. So it's like I can't close that out just yet. Some of you, this could be dealing with the court system. So like waiting on some sort of arraignment or jurisdiction or, you know, something. I don't even know if those words connect to what I was actually trying to say. Jeez. But just waiting on some sort of balancing out. Whether this is, again, in this, this could be where the emotions come in. Maybe you feel emotionally invested in something. And it's like, I'm waiting on that investment to come back. Before I can move on, it has to come back to me. I need the justice. Feeling justified in that for some of you. Not ending a cycle because it's feeling like you're not getting your just due in some way, shape, or form. Three of Wands and Chance. The Wheel of Fortune. Right. Waiting, anticipating. Right? There's something that's supposed to come in. You're waiting on justice in a certain situation here because, again, it feels like you've invested some form of time, money, resources, energy, focus into something. And it's like, before I close this out, I need the universe to pay up or someone to pay up or this to be even. I need to get back what I put in. And so there's this anticipation for that chance, for the return, right? Wheel of Fortune energy here. Can also be looked at as a karmic wheel. Also a compass. Right. So before you either, for some of you, it's like before I hop on the wheel and move on to the next, or again, Three of Wands, ships coming in towards you. Before I get on that ship, I have some things I have to tie up where I am before I move on to the next. There's still something that needs justice. Now, whether Virgo Libra, that's you who has to bring forth the justice, or you're waiting on someone else to bring you justice, you'll know. Trust yourself, okay? And like I always say, and I don't feel like I've said in a lot of my readings lately, you know yourself better than any reader. You know your situation better than any reader. I am just speaking to the energy that's coming forward, okay? So if it's slightly off or slightly different, take what's flowing to you. Take what's connecting for you, even if it's not something that I'm explicitly saying, okay? If it hits you, that's your intuition and your higher self saying, this is the energy for you, right? Everyone is on a unique path. So just keep that in mind for some of you, okay? Yeah, so some of you are waiting on an opportunity here. Some form of abundance, some form of payout or payback, or something where it's uneven or the balancing of the scales needs to happen. I can't pull away from that, okay? Let's get an overall energy. Thank you so much, Divine. What's the overall message here for the 8th house for Virgo Libra? Thank you so much, Divine. What's the overall message here? Warrior of Wands, right? There's a desire to move on quicker than, yeah, it's like wanting to move forward with intensity, but still knowing that there's something, you're still tethered somehow, Virgo Libra. Not wanting to miss this chance for whatever's to come. Wanting to move forward, like I said, hop on that ship as soon as it lands. Charging forward, wanting to, but again, the 6 of Pentacles, tells me that there's a debt that needs to be paid. Whether that's actual debt or energetic debt, karmic, right? Some scale of karma needs to be balanced here before you can actually move forward. Okay, let's look into Saturn return. Thank you so much, Divine. Tell me more about this Saturn return energy for Virgo Libra. Yeah, 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is that travel. It's that moving forward. Yeah, they're bringing me back to this wheel of change. It's like before you can... Oh, interesting. This little alligator in here. Yeah, it's like before you can come out of that water and get onto land, again, there's something that has to be balanced out. So there is this desire to move maybe a little quicker than time is allowing you to, like I was saying, that disconnect. So whether it's your life events are happening ahead of you and it feels like you're trying to catch up, or you are moving ahead of the actual timing of your life, wanting to rush forward. I want to get out of that, like just wanting to keep it going, moving, but you're not staying present for some of you. This would be like the energy of you accomplish something, Virgo Libra, and before you even accomplish it, you're already halfway through the next accomplishment, thinking it through, setting it up, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like not allowing yourself the time to be present in what is, what has. As soon as you get something, okay, I'm on to the next. Okay, let's move to the next. Let's move to the next. Instead of just celebrating, okay, I made it. Oof, let me breathe. Right? Let me feel it out. So this feels like there's a need, or you're feeling that energy of rushing. And that could be Sagittarius season. Almost like lighting a fire in your energy, but then yet Saturn coming in with some form of restriction, the Scorpio energy still dying out, waiting to be reborn again, right? So all the energy is there in your vibration of wanting to move forward, but it almost feels like life has to catch up to you. Okay? Tell me more about this 8 of Wands for Saturn return. Okay? Like I said, that Scorpio energy has to catch up to you. These two wanted to come out as well. You got the 6 of Wands. Like I said, victory. Thank you, Divine, for that confirmation. Like I said, as soon as you have success and conquer one thing, you're on to the next. You're on to the next. Knight of Wands. So this has been a pattern here, and that's what that Saturn return is truly all about. Helping you transmute and transform patterning, conditioning. Okay? And for some of you that are holding off on putting an end to something, it might have to do with your ego. Okay, now, we all need ego. Truly can't be a death of your ego, because it is something that is a part of you, but in death in and of itself is a transformation. So you can't destroy it. Let me slow down too, because I'm in your energy and I'm wanting to talk on it. Energy cannot be destroyed, right? Matter can't necessarily be destroyed. It can only be transmuted into something else. Okay? So when we say ego death, we mean the version of self that you built to keep yourself protected, to give yourself some form of self-esteem, to esteem yourself, right? To feel a certain way about self that keeps you protected and or in higher spirits, or, looking from one lens. It's like that persona has to come to an end, has to transform. Because it almost feels like you're at a point here where you're almost tired of keeping it up. It's become a burden to maintain that ego. And we all go through this. This is what this Saturn return is about. Like I said, those that are blessed enough to stay here and reach 27, 30, and 57 to 60, and, 87 to 90, right? all of that changes. So who you are facing forward, that sun energy, right, goes through a transformation. But the Six of Wands could also be ego. And that could be the ego part, Virgo Libra, is what, for some of you, is what's keeping you from ending a cycle. It's the ego. It's wanting justice. So whether this is connected to a person, it's like, I'm not closing this until I get that apology, until I get my money back, or you know what I'm saying, until something's made right. But I feel like it's coming from a space of ego. Because all in all, we all can act as our own Lady Justice. You can bring justice to the situation without the other person having to be involved, or the situation having to be in that environment again, right? You can reconcile whatever that is on your own terms. And that's where that age comes in. That's where that wisdom, that maturity comes in. So again, there's no shade in that, because we all go through that constantly. Trust me, okay? You are not alone in having to face that part of your ego, or in having to recreate or bring a death to your ego in order to rebuild it based on, again, more of a centered space, okay? But for some of you, it's that ego that's kind of getting hard to keep up and maintain, or that's draining you more than it's actually lifting you up and protecting you. Okay, what's the overall message here for Saturn return? Right, the Empress. Right. Venus energy. Venus is about to go retrograde in Capricorn. Interesting. Saturn being there. So maybe during, and I think that's what, from December 19th to January 29th, I want to say. So almost like a month and a half. That might be where this transformation starts to happen. So it feels like Scorpio season might have set you up for that, right? Put things in place, highlighted where you were maybe waiting out or holding out for justice, wanting something to be righted and corrected, right? And then I'm not really sure what Saturn's doing. I'll have to look into that. But if Saturn's making some movement, it might be activating this return energy. But again, we got the Empress, which is Venus energy. That is in Capricorn and will be retrograding through Capricorn, okay, for that month and a half. And I feel like that's what offers you that gateway or that door to transformation. Interestingly enough, right here with the Death card, there's no face. Ego can be looked at as your face mask, right? A mask that you wear. There's no face here with the Death. And it feels like this is where you're headed, Virgo Libra, into this Empress energy, right? Not feeling like you have to fight and you have to push and you have to force with the Warrior of Wands. Trusting that all you got to do is sit back and relax, be in the vibration of what it is that you desire, and it will show up. Now, does it show up on your timing, Virgo Libra? That's another thing, right? More often, no. Right? More often than not, no. But it will, right? And that's that mastery of the Empress energy. It's not in earth time, right? It's in divine time. Meaning when you are energetically aligned and open to it. And a lot of the times, right, when we do that ego work and we do that shadow work, we really feel like we are ready, right? But then it's like another layer comes up and another layer comes up. And so it's like pulling through the layers, and maybe that's even what's exhausting. Maybe you've been in this cycle or working with your Saturn return, because again, I do think it's a 3-year. I want to say it's like Saturn stays in one sign for about 3 years. I feel like that's right. Research it. Maybe don't quote me on it, but that's what my spirit's saying, that it's a 3-year cycle with Saturn returns. So maybe you're halfway through it, Virgo Libra, or just beginning it, wherever, but it's like you've been doing it for some time for some of you, and it's like, okay, when am I going to see the other side, right? When is this death going to be final? right? Okay. Hang in there. Hang in there, right? Let's look at this void, of course, moon and missing. Yeah, like I said, it was something emotional, 7 of Cups. It's an emotional connection that you're not making, or that's going over your head, or that you're not seeing very clearly. When the 7 of Cups comes out, especially in this deck, it talks about a tether of a common thread between all of those cups. Although they came from different people, offer different experiences, they didn't work out for a reason. And what is that reason? That's the work, right? Taking accountability for your part in it, letting other people carry their part, or letting the other situations carry their own energy, right? Finding that, almost like finding that separation, but to learn the lesson. So there is something, and I guess again, it might be ego, emotionally wanting something to be righted because of that's what's fair, that's what is the principle. You know, it's not necessarily that you even maybe care about the value of that 6 of Pentacles energy. It's based on principle. It should have happened this way, or it needs to happen this way, or I need to be justified in it like this. 6 of Wands, wanting the win more than actual peace almost, or more than actually like wanting to move forward. Okay, and I'm just speaking to the energy. I know this can be kind of hard to hear sometimes, especially if you are knee deep in this, but I promise you, you will see the other side of it, okay? But you just got to be honest with yourself. Yeah, 4 of Wands. Some of you, this could have even been like a marriage or some sort of union or contract that should have happened one way in your mind, but didn't. So it's still waiting on the justice. Or for some of you, that could be the karmic lesson, okay? Maybe this was a relationship or a connection that has some sort of legal tie to it. 4 of Wands, right? It's like some of you, okay. And again, not to play counselor, because that's not necessarily my role. But I'm getting the situation come to mind where it's like, if this is breaking apart from someone, or having a breakup, or going through some form of divorce, it's being so focused on the justice, what you feel you're owed, and almost like losing sight of why you got into the connection to begin with. And honoring that and acknowledging that, even if it didn't land or end up the way that you wanted it to, even if your feelings have changed since then, right? Tell me more about this 4 of Wands and missing. Some of you, I want to say some of you, it is that commitment that might be missing. And that's also what Venus and Capricorn will definitely help the collective with. Analyzing, right? Reviewing, going through with the 7 of Cups, where the commitment either lacked, or where you were maybe overly committed somehow, some way. Like if this is actual love and relationships, it's like trying to figure out, well, why didn't that cup lead to commitment? Why didn't this one lead to a 4 of Wands? Why didn't the other one lead to a 4 of Wands? That had pretty flowers in it. That should have landed in a 4 of Wands. It's like, do you see what I'm saying? Some of you might be going through that, or will be going through that, especially once Venus starts to retrograde. Yeah, Queen of Cups, right? Understanding the role that you played in it. Not to place blame fully on yourself, not to place blame fully on others. It was a co-creative process. Someone offered and you accepted. That's an agreement. That's a 4 of Wands, right? Some of you, there's also a need to connect the emotions with the spirit. So this is how you're feeling, 7 of Cups, a little bit confused, a little bit kind of maybe even emotionally conflicted, trying to figure it out. But what does that mean for the spiritual energy that's connected to it? And as it's coming out, that's not necessarily making full sense, but with the Queen of Cups, The Queen of Cups could also be, bear with me, Virgo-Libra, the Queen of Cups could also be the ego face, right? This is that, ooh, yeah, this is it, Virgo-Libra, okay? Six of Pentacles. Some of you have built an identity in being a giver. But I gave so much, and I give, and I give, and I give, and I don't get it back, and you know, and I need my justice because I've been a giver, and I've given. That can also be toxic in some form, shape, or fashion, right? Because then it's saying that you don't have healthy boundaries. If you give and give and give and give and give and give and give, and you're not getting anything in return, no reciprocation, and then it makes you, and not getting the reciprocation makes you feel a type of way, right? Because we can all give without expectation, right? That's essentially paying it forward. But if you're giving with the expectation to receive, that's where the ego comes in. And for some of you, this ego is the Queen of Cups. Oh, well, I nurture and I'm so loving and I give and I'm only coming from a pure place, and I'm not questioning you, but then again, it's like, is giving all of that lovely energy to receive something a truly pure place? Because essentially, the Queen of Cups in her highest vibration is love is all that they have to give. Regardless if they give it back or not, it's how they operate. It's a movement, you know, it's how they move. It's in everything that they do. And it's not looking for a reward. This is looking for a reward. Like I said, looking for your just due. Waiting for it, Three of Wands. Right? Doing something in order to receive something. So that's where the misalignment is. That's where the ego's coming to play a part, okay? Thank you so much, Divine. Tell me more about this Queen of Cups and missing energy. Tell me more. For Virgo, Libra, what else do they need to know? Yeah, Nymph of Swords. See it from a different point of view. New perspective. It's missing that connection. It's missing that piece of it. For some of you, that desire to overgive might be rooted in childhood. Pages are children. Childlike energy. So maybe you grew up observing a self-proclaimed Queen of Cups. Do you see what I'm saying? And then it's like, we'll leave it at that. Maybe you grew up witnessing a self-proclaimed Queen of Cups, not really understanding that identity or how that person was moving, or, you know, what you were being taught, what you were absorbing, witnessing, was actually ego at play. Not an actual genuine sense of that. Do you see what I'm saying? So and again, if this is something where this is spiritual, right? This is a part of maybe your mom's mom or your dad's dad. You know, this is like a lineage thing for some of you. It's you bringing justice to that energy and saying, okay, no, we're not going to operate out of the ego. We're going to face it. We're going to work through it so that it's actually balanced, right? For some of you, that's what's missing, okay? What's the overall message here? Yeah, Spirit of Wands and the Two of Cups. So taking action in a different way when it comes to your connections and relationships and what you give to others. Again, there's a scale in this Two of Cups. This is why I love this deck, because it talks about that balance. It's not just one person giving and then the other person wanting to take, or, you know, one person only doing the taking. And it's just, it's trying to find that balance. So we start off with balance, Six of Cups, and we end with balance, Two of Cups. Okay. And with the Spirit of Wands, this is King of Wands energy. And I think that this could honestly just talk to, so maybe this King of Wands and this Queen of Cups could represent your guardians, people that you saw growing up, because I am getting that this is childhood energy, like an actual childlike vibration. Not a physical child, but your inner child being like, well, this is what I saw growing up. The King of Wands and this Queen of Cups dynamic, this marriage or this union between the two. And some of you might not have seen that it was actually imbalanced. So again, it's all about love languages, how you were shown how to love or how to connect with others, or what was love was a little warped and built into an ego. It was a little conquering, Warrior of Wands, right? And I feel like that's what this Venus retrograde is really going to drive home, that modality in relationships, moving in that dynamic, is what has to end in order for you to actually receive what it is that you truly desire, right? When it comes to connecting with others, connecting with yourself, take it how it resonates. All right, Virgo Libra, this has been your general energy check-in reading. I hope you found this helpful, insightful, maybe filled with confirmation on what you got going on, what's to come, what you're working through in the now moment. Okay, maybe even what you've already been through. Okay, so congrats if you've already moved through this energy. But as always, you can leave in the comment section anything that resonated with you from the reading. I love to hear from you all. Thank you guys so much for those comments, for all of the likes that you share with this video, sharing my videos, subscribing to my channel, making sure that that bell notification is on so you don't miss my lives, or you can try to tune in when you can. All right, if you need to figure out how to connect with me, under each one of my videos is the link to my social media on Instagram. You can connect with me there. You can also connect with me through my website, and schedule personal readings there as well if you're ever interested. All right, Virgo Libra. Again, I hope that this served you well. I'm sending you so much love, strength, and courage to face this energy within yourself, because it takes a lot to recognize your own ego, to address your own ego. Okay, that is no easy work. So I am sending you the strength to do that, but I do feel like you will fare much better in this new season of age, in this new season of wisdom, once you kind of face and conquer that. All right? All right, Virgo Libra, I will see you next week for your love reading. Namaste. Oh, hi, Dennis. That's going to be a conversation for another day, okay? I'm going to try to pin that and remember that, but thank you so much for that question, Dennis, and for tuning in.